Welcome everyone to Open to Abundance. Let's now start with our initial opening Freeyer. In the name of abundance, the love of money, and the infinity of the multiverse. To begin with, abundance is not only the pleasure but also the withdrawal phase, the pain, the cyclical moments of happiness, sadness that envelops the contentment and satisfaction of everything. Money is everything, but everything is not money. You can buy the whole world, but the world is not all about you. It is really a fine wine to be simply just be you. To be open to the pieces of the puzzles is to go to the paradise of the paradoxes and be finally free yourselves from yourselves for yourselves. Unnamed. Okay, so today our topic is about existence. So, what is existence? Existence is kind of a form of watching. You open your eyes and you just know you exist. It's like the first time of being born, but you will not remember you being born. I don't even remember. I born. I just maybe open my eyes and see the light every day. So existence is also a form of moving. You take an action. It's automatic, I guess. Yeah, moving is automatic. You are always moving. Things inside of the body, things outside of yourself in the world, constantly moving, changing, reshaping. That's existence. What other terms? Playing. Existence is playing. It's about playing. You give and take. You pass the ball to other people. You you make babies. So your imprint will live on. And last, maybe I could say existence is about understanding. You understand things, maybe common understanding or a unique understanding for yourself. Either way, it's fine. You will soon see that you exist, and and you gotta do something about it. So now that we finally understand what really is understanding of the existence, yeah, existence. We're gonna move on to the matrix of existence for the next part. Well, existence is neutral, and so we're gonna go more on moving existence from left to right, top to bottom. So the first measurement will be the free will and determinism. We're gonna put the determinism to the left side because I think it's really a negative thing. You can't control a thing. So it's on the left side. And on the right side, if you think you're in control, I think really have free will. In certain points, you have free will. So it's either you have Your actions, your circumstance is determined, or you have free will to at least run on a treadmill on everyday life. So from top to bottom, we're gonna do a measure of action at the top, so you can see how we really initiate and things, its effects, etc. So at the bottom, we will use reserve, being reserved, non-action. Yeah. Sometimes you must not initiate things. Sometimes you must rest, and ideas or wants, needs will come to your head easily. So now we're now complete with the cross pattern. We have the determinism, free will, action, reserve. We're gonna go to the quarters of the Cartesian plane. So we have action and free will in existence. So you initiate action. You believe you have free will. And that automatically results to what? To reality. You feel very, very real. So for the first quarter, we will put reality. That is I don't want to say belief, but realization. If you realize, you initiate, and you have free will, you're in a reality position. So it's a positive. Reality is always positive, even if negative, because the outcome is assumed to be positive. Even if you do wrong, the outcome you assume to be good, to be positive. Maybe they're right. You do evil to be good. You do right to be good. It's the same results. So for the second quarter, we gotta connect the existence, free will, and reserve, non-action. So if you don't do actions, if you don't do anything, but you're enjoying your time, you have free will. You think you have free will, you're enjoying your time, you're not depressed. Then it's just like watching movies, animes, games, just like watching those, and or imagining novels, fairy tales. You're in fantasy. So for the second quarter, we will put the term fantasy. So you're in a fantasy land, but it's fine. It feels comfortable. You don't need to step out to that, but it will take time. Moments will come, change will come. You gotta go step outside of that, and you will come back to that. Then cycle will repeat, and maybe you find something new. But that's it. That's the existence. So we're gonna go for the third one from the left. It's a very negative thing to say. Determinism, very scary for existing in existence. Very scary determinism. So we're gonna combine determinism with reserve. You are, you don't have any control outside of your fingers, and even if you do something, so your options will be limited to just rest and reserve yourself. So you're waiting for a moment to come that is very interesting experiences. So Determinism and reserve, being reserved in existence, will result to realization of what? I think it's the what you call the famous simulation, right? So we're gonna put in the third phase simulation. So now we're done with the third quarter of the Cartesian plane simulation. We can now move on to the last quarter. So about the last quarter, we will connect action and determinism to existence. So this part is kind of being alive in a movie. You're really in the movie, as in, yeah, you take action and you know the script. You follow the script. You enjoy the acting itself. So now we're gonna put that term for the fourth and for last quarter, which is movie. Yeah. Well, if you want to enjoy yourself, you gotta take an acting, even if not in public. It's acting is very enjoyable experience, especially in private. You're alone. You're isolated. You can do whatever you want. You have the energy and focus. If you put a dot on a blackboard, you can see it's very focused. The dot, one dot in a blackboard, it's very focused. But if you represent the dot as people and there's many dot, the focus is gone. So I suggest if you want to master or experience something focusedly, you do it in a private manner. So now we're done with the quarters of the matrix of existence. Where are we done? Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next part now for the resolutions. So we're now in the resolutions for existence. For the first quarter, we have reality, right? So what's the problem with reality? There's many problems with reality. Reality sucks. Everybody says reality sucks, right? So how do you solve reality sucks? By lessening what? The negative. By lessening the reserve. So, because you already combine action, existence, and free will that will results that will results to reality. So you gotta decrease the action. If it's bad reality, then you gotta decrease the action. Action is thinking, right? You gotta be reserved because if you are reserved, you can handle the bad reality that is already occurring in you, occurring maybe to someone or something right now, suffering and pain. If it's about bad reality, it's not reality is all good. So you gotta lessen your action. You gotta lessen your thinking. That will resolve the first quarter, which is a reality. Lessening the thinking, lessening the action. Okay, so we're gonna move to the problem of the second quarter, which is fantasy. Fantasy is very good. Yeah. You get you get to enjoy your imagination. Maybe multiverse is really a possible thing, and we're trapped in cage in our bodies. So we can't help but to escape because this universe is not ours, but our imprint, not the bodies. Our imprint is us. The body is made by the universe, and so we can only escape with our imprint, our imagination, fantasy. Fantasy is good. The problem is, you will go back to reality. So what's bad reality? So what's the resolution for fantasy? I mean, yeah, the amplification of fantasy will destroy oneself. So at least you need to build the wall. Building the wall. So in reality, you gotta be in a bad reality. You gotta be reserved, and in a over implication of fantasy, the resolution will be building the wall, right? Because a very tight wall between reality and fantasy. Because yeah, so many on the news got car accidents or whatever accidents that is occurring in the world every day. There's a there's an issue, bad stuff happen because hyper reality, which is a fantasy. They live in people. Some people live in a fantasy and they can control it. They don't have a wall to lean on to tell which is real, what is not. They don't have basics of it, or maybe they fall onto the trap of no focus. Just like what I said, focus is just like one dot in a blackboard, not too many dots. Yes, that will be a big confusion, distractions. So now we're gonna move on to the problem of the third quarter, which is simulation, right? If you combine no free will, determinism to existence, and being laid back, reserved, you will look to life, you will look to universe, to existence as a simulation. Yeah, simulation is a problem because you gotta do the hard work. You know the game, you gotta do the hard work from bottom to top. So what's the solution to that? You gotta you gotta take things very slowly, step by step, phase by phase. Because what's that example? If you leap on the ladder twice or fast, you might fall fast, or you might break the ladder because your body is heavy. So you gotta maintain your facing very slowly, step by step. Check that errors, trial and errors. In that, I think that's the resolution for the simulation. The problem of this simulation in existence. So that's it for the third quarter. To resolve simulation, you gotta take things slowly, phase by phase. So in for the fourth quarter, we have a movie. The enjoyment of an action in a scripted existence. Yeah. Is there a problem on that? There is a problem that the withdrawal phase is like It's like pleasure, getting high, taking drugs, or etc. The withdrawal phase of that is you will go back to reality, just like fantasy. So you gotta give your time to yourself. If you are always acting, that will impact your psychological needs, your the needs of the self. Yeah, you'll have trouble sleeping or trouble communicating because you follow script too much. It is good. It is good to be a MC or a NPC to act. We all have our own acting in life, in existence. It will never be bad. It's just you need to give yourself time to rest and recover from the acting, whether in reality, fantasy, simulation, or in the movie. So I guess we're done with the resolution for the existence. The overall is for reality, you gotta be reserved. For the fantasy, you gotta build the wall between reality and fantasy. And for the simulation, what's that again? You gotta take things slowly and face by face. And for the movie, you're an MC, main character. You gotta have a time for yourself to recover. So that's it. That's it. Thank you everyone for watching. Um, I wish you're acting good, even if you do bad. Yeah, as I said, the result will be always to be assumed positive and good. So I wish you're acting and you're developing skills. You're enjoying yourself to be good, to be exist in existence. Thank you for watching again. Have a good acting. See ya all.